Germany delivers more Slovak ZUZANA 2 howitzers to Ukraine. Last week, Germany's Ministry of Defense confirmed that 3 additional Slovak-made ZUZANA 2 155mm wheeled self-propelled howitzers have been delivered to Ukraine. It is another reminder that while the headlines may focus on tanks and jets, this war is often won by the relentless rhythm of artillery. These 3 new units bring the total number of ZUZANA 2 systems sent to Ukraine to 9, with more still to come. Hey friends, Wes here, veteran of the U.S. Army Infantry and the U.S. Air Force, where we live in fame or go down in flame.
Nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force!
Because nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force, or so I'm told. And we're going down in flame today because it's 90 degrees here in Michigan, which is what I imagine hell feels like. So what's this about the ZUZANA 2? Well, it's part of a meticulously coordinated European effort that began back in 2022, when Germany, Denmark, and Norway signed a trilateral deal to finance the production of 16 ZUZANA 2s specifically for Ukraine. At the time, the Ukrainian military was screaming for more long-range artillery, and European partners answered by leveraging Slovakia's industrial capacity to fill the gap. The total package came to around 92 million euros, split between the 3 countries. In simple terms, Slovakia builds the guns, and Germany, Denmark, and Norway pick up the tab. It's a smart model for collective defense procurement, especially when speed matters more than politics. Rather than funnel weapons through endless national parliaments or bureaucratic roadblocks, the 3 nations sidestep the usual mess and fast-track delivery. The first units arrived in early 2024, and now the momentum is accelerating. So why did Germany end up delivering Slovak howitzers? Well, Germany's role in this artillery pipeline might seem unusual at first glance. After all, why is Berlin delivering Slovak hardware? Well, the answer lies in a key shift in European defense thinking, recognizing that simply sending old stockpiles to Ukraine was not enough. Germany and its partners realized that Ukraine needed fresh production, built for modern combat. Slovakia's Konstrukta defense was ready to manufacture, and Berlin, Oslo, and Copenhagen were ready to fund it. It also reflects Germany's ongoing effort to step up its leadership role in European security. After years of hesitancy, supplying Ukraine with Slovak-made ZUZANAs rather than just German Panzerhaubitze allowed Berlin to project influence, strengthen European defense industry ties, and rapidly arm Ukraine without depleting its own critical stocks. The arrangement is simple but effective. Slovakia builds them, Germany delivers them, Ukraine puts them to good use, hammering Russian positions. It's fun for the whole family. What makes the ZUZANA 2 a battlefield asset on paper, the 155mm ZUZANA 2 is a howitzer. In practice, it's a highly mobile, autonomous artillery system designed for the demands of modern high-intensity warfare. Mounted on a rugged Tatra 8x8 chassis, it can race across open fields or broken Ukrainian roads at speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. Its range with standard rounds reaches 41 kilometers, but when using rocket-assisted projectiles, it can reach out to a staggering 50 kilometers. It is a NATO standard system from barrel to breech. The ZUZANA 2 fires all NATO standard 155mm shells, which means Ukrainian logistics officers don't have to lose sleep over ammunition compatibility. What really sets the ZUZANA 2 apart, though, is its automation. It boasts a fully automated loading system, dramatically reducing crew exposure during fire missions. It can fire multiple shells in quick succession, each programmed to hit the target at the same time, a technique known as MRSI, or multiple round simultaneous impact. Imagine 4 shells landing within milliseconds of each other, before the Russians can even duck. That's the kind of psychological and material shock Ukraine needs to keep Russian forces off balance. The gun turret itself can rotate a full 360 degrees, and the weapon can fire from virtually any orientation without needing extensive repositioning. Inside, the crew of 4 is housed in a fully NBC-protected armored cabin, insulated against small arms fire, artillery fragments, and even chemical attacks. The ZUZANA 2's fire control system integrates inertial navigation, muzzle velocity radar, and thermal imaging, giving it both pinpoint accuracy and a real edge in counter-battery duels. Simply put, this is not your Cold War-era towed artillery piece. It is a mobile, armored, autonomous war machine designed for modern maneuver warfare. It is a tactical boost that Ukraine needs. The delivery of the ZUZANA 2s could not have come at a more critical time. In this war, firepower alone does not win battles. Survivability, speed, and precision are what allow a force to not just survive, but dominate. Ukraine's artillery corps, battered by 3 years of grinding combat, needs systems that can move, shoot, and stay alive in a battle space saturated with drones, counter-battery radars, and electronic warfare. That is exactly where the ZUZANA 2 shines. Traditional artillery doctrine, pound the enemy from static firebases, simply does not work in modern Ukraine. The moment you fire a shot, the clock starts ticking. Russian counter-battery radars and reconnaissance drones pick up the firing position in minutes. Without rapid relocation capability, any artillery unit is living on borrowed time. The ZUZANA 2's fully motorized Tatra 8x8 chassis, combined with its automation and its rapid fire capabilities, changes the equation. Ukrainian crews can unleash a devastating salvo, then be barreling down the road to a new firing position before Russian drones can even relay the coordinates. It's the kind of shoot-and-scoot warfare that breaks the enemy's kill chain before it's even built. Equally important is the sheer endurance these systems offer. The ZUZANA 2's onboard storage holds 40 rounds ready to fire without resupply. That means sustained, high-tempo operations without the logistical tail of constant ammo convoys. A significant advantage when supply lines are contested and vulnerable to drone ambushes. Vulnerable. My wife makes fun of the way I say vulnerable. It's vulnerable. It's vulnerable, right? The L is silent. It's vulnerable. Vulnerable. In places like the Kherson and the Kupiansk sectors where Ukraine is fighting a fast-moving battle across wide-open steeps and river valleys, mobility equals survival. Static artillery pieces die in place. Mobile guns kill and move on. The ZUZANA 2 is built for exactly this type of tempo. High operational rhythm, high survivability, and a steady rain of steel on Russian positions. The system's integrated fire control and inertial navigation allow it to fire effectively without elaborate setup or perfect terrain conditions. Crews can fire on the move if needed. They can quickly adjust to new coordinates and hit moving or time-sensitive targets like Russian convoys, makeshift headquarters, or armor buildup areas before they have time to disperse. In short, the ZUZANA 2s are not just more guns for Ukraine, which would be fine if they were. They are smarter guns, faster guns, and deadlier guns. They give Ukraine's artillery brigades what they have been screaming for since the first days of the war: the ability to strike hard, move fast, and make Russian generals afraid to mass their forces anywhere within 50 kilometers of the front. The battlefield is changing under Russia's feet, and machines like the ZUZANA 2 are helping to accelerate that shift. Europe's quiet but critical success story beyond the battlefield impact tells us the ZUZANA 2's program is a good example of European military aid working exactly as intended. Germany, Denmark, and Norway managed to fund, produce, and deliver state-of-the-art artillery within 2 years, a speed previously unheard of in European defense procurement circles. It shows that when European states align behind a clear objective and bypass the usual red tape, they can move fast, hit hard, and deliver meaningful results. It's the kind of model that will almost certainly be replicated as Europe faces an increasingly hostile Russia on its borders and an increasingly bellicose U.S. across the pond. For Ukraine, is another vital tool in their arsenal. For Europe, it's a reminder that unity, pragmatism, and urgency can change the course of a war. And then for Russia, well, every ZUZANA 2 that rolls into action is a brutal message written in 155 millimeters. Europe still stands with Ukraine, and it's not going anywhere. That's it for today, friends. A very small percentage of my viewers are subscribed, so subscribe if you haven't already so I can keep making videos like this one. Or if you don't feel like subscribing, it's cool, no pressure. I know pushing that big red button is a commitment, but it would be cool if you did. And as always, glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. Crimea is Ukraine.